No matter how perfect I like to think he is, even I can realize that Godzilla is not flawless. Every major film franchise has a few duds, and Godzilla is no exception. In fact, he has enough duds for me to make a top 5 list of his truly terrible outings. Welcome to Month of Godzilla. These are my top 5 worst Godzilla films. Also, just don't expect to see Godzilla 1998 on this list. Let's go! In my opinion, the only thing worse than a bad movie is a boring movie. Godzilla vs. Megaguirus is just boring. Nothing happens. The fights are bland, the story is non-existent, and it honestly just feels like filler. It kind of feels like they only made this movie because they had to make a Godzilla movie for that year. On the bright side, GMK did come out the year after. This film is just bad. Godzilla's son is weird. Look at him. He looks so stupid. The movie itself is kind of enjoyably stupid at first, but after a while it just gets boring to watch. Like after the first 40 minutes, you just want to change it to something else. Something like Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster, where you'll actually be entertained the whole time while watching. This is definitely not recommended. Well, this is what happens when you take a film originally meant for King Kong and just slap Godzilla on it last second. Apparently Godzilla was more marketable, but what we got in exchange was a bad movie with odd character changes for Godzilla. Of course, because this film was meant for King Kong, Godzilla has this odd interest in a woman? Oh, whatever, Toho, he's your character. The titular sea monster, Ebra, is just a big shrimp, lobster thing. Basically, I'm saying he's lame. This whole movie is lame. And why is Mothra here? Honestly, a lot of you could be saying, this film isn't that bad. And I mean, as a Godzilla film, it's alright. Tolerable. But the big issue that makes this one of the worst Godzilla films is the time it came out. This came right after the first one. The foreboding atmosphere from the first film is gone, and this one just feels cheap. It feels like Toho realized they had a potential film franchise on their hands, so they rushed out a sequel that basically took out all the symbolism from the first film. The suits look kind of poorly put together, and the fight scenes between Godzilla and Anguirus are not very fun to watch. If this film came out later in the Showa series, I'm sure it wouldn't be considered as bad, but unfortunately, it's just a victim to bad timing. Why? Why does this movie exist? Probably because Toho needed to release a Godzilla movie for that year, but only had the budget of $5. Maybe that would justify the constant reuse of stock footage. The plot? What plot? The plot is a joke, and for some reason Godzilla's son talks.
Godzilla says that I should learn to fight my own battles, you know.
The plot is about some kid who gets bullied and kidnapped, and I guess his adventures on Monster Island parallel what happens in the real world? Okay? The only good thing about this movie is the new kaiju called Gabara, but that's it. One redeemable thing about this piece of trash film. Even hardcore Godzilla fans can agree this film is garbage. Don't watch this film. Don't even watch it for laughs. You won't get laughs, you'll just get pain. Thank you so much for watching. Click here to check out my last month of Godzilla film, which was a Super Mario Maker level that recreated the Godzilla theme. It was pretty awesome. Subscribe to get notified every time I make a new video, and check out my Twitter and Twitch. I'll see y'all next time on Month of Godzilla.